we're here to talk about how we're here to talk about how you should make your team and how it would probably be the best. These are going along with most of my tips. This will be tip number 1. This will be about making your team that works for you. Okay? So you start off by finding some Pokemon that you think will work well. Well, since I'm more of an all-around person with some strategy, then what I'll do for somebody who's like me, I'll take their ability. See, and since this is Leaf Guard, it'll protect me from grass type moves. So I'd use that as with my attacks. But since I already have my team on what I'd like, which is a Slaking, Charmeleon, Kingdra, Beautyfly, it'll be a Golurk, and a Salamence. I figured out how to use these with my moves, but since these guys aren't fully trained yet, what I'll have to do is I'll use these guys, teach them certain moves, and so that where they can beat people, such as this Salamence. Since he's a dragon flying, Ice is super effective. So if I teach him Fire Blast, that's how I can get rid of the Ice type Pokemon I'm facing. But if it's not an Ice type Pokemon, then I have backup with just normal type move and things and so on. And if it's Ghost, that's why I have Crunch, Dragon Claw, just so it's really effective. So I had this guy well-rounded, and he's pretty good. So that's how I set my things up. And if you have a question about how you should make your team on like how you are and what Pokemon you would like to use, just post it on the comments, and I'll see if it's okay and make sure and see if it's a good team. You'd have to post their moves, level, and everything, and just so on. And I can demonstrate some other guys that I've had. It'd probably be this Hitmonchan right here. Since his ability is Iron Fist, I use that by taking the ability, and see how I have all punching moves that deal with physical, like that, punching, and then they're all different types. It's so that I have an advantage, plus it does extra damage because of my ability. So I'll help. This Zoroark, I have got it to where I trained it to where it's summary. It'll be very high in special attack. And since Zoroarks are already that pretty high, it helps it out. And then with its moves, I teach it 2 regular attacks and then 2 special attacks moves. And since Night's Daze is one of its most powerful moves, and Focus Blast, then it's pretty effective. So there's another one. Then let's look. Here's my Aggron. See, I taught him Autotomize. If I mispronounce that, please just correct me. But I taught him that, so then because Aggron's always so small, like so slow. Why small? Aggron's huge. But so he's slow, so if I use that, I'll sharply raise his speed to where he can attack first. And then I taught him Brick Break, because then it'll keep it to where, since Aggron doesn't always have that much high of an attack, keeps it to where the person can't use a Reflect or whatever like that. Taught him Heavy Slam, because he's a Steel type, so he'll do extra damage plus Heavy Slam. Pretty much, however, how much you outweigh the opponent, does more damage. Taught him Iron Tail, just because that's just a pretty good move. Let's see here. Who else? How about my Toxicroak. Taught him Focus Blast, Toxic, Venoshock. Toxic and Venoshock, I taught him that mainly because if I use Toxic, he'll get poisoned. Then Venoshock, if its opponent's poisoned, does twice as much damage. And it's a poison type move, so it does extra damage. And Sledge Bomb in there, same reason. Focus Blast. And the ability of Anticipation tells me whether or not if I should get my Toxicroak out if the opponent has a very effective move against me, such as a Psychic move, which totally destroys him. So, just so on. And I just got a couple other people, but if you have a team, just show me it, and I can tell you about it. That's some of my tips on training, and that's how you need to start off, though. So, if you can give me your guys' Pokemon and things like that, go ahead, and I will see if I can help you out and make you a stronger trainer. So mainly, and also it's about the items and their nature. Nature also depends on, because then it depends on what it's strong in. You just gotta look at that, like the red and blue. Red means it's good, and blue it isn't as good. Gotta make sure what it's good in, and just things like that. But that's about it. Okay, so that's all I got for this episode. I'll see you on the next tips. Hope you come back and just hope you like this. Bye.